You are welcome to African Tales by Dorothy. In this channel, we do more of educative and relatable stories. Today's story is titled Love and Deceit. Many years ago, in the village of Oji, lived a very beautiful maiden named Inyoma. Nyoma's parents, though from a humble background, valued education and encouraged their daughter to attend the schools in the village. When Neoma turned 20 years, her parents began to seek for a husband for their daughter. Chivokuye, a wealthy businessman, lived in the city and had been searching for a bride for his son Obinna. He loved his son very much. He had just promoted him to become a director in his company in the view that he would eventually take over the business. Obinna did not lack anything that money could buy. He had attended good schools in the city. The next thing on the list for Obinna was a wife, and Chief Okoye wanted someone from a very humble background for his son, believing such a wife would be more grateful and loyal. When Chief Okoye visited a neighboring village to his own village, which was Nyoma's village, he was told about Nyoma's family by the village chief, who happened to be Chief Okoye's friend. When Nyoma's father brought Nyoma to introduce her to Chief Okoye, Nyoma's beauty and intelligence impressed Chief Okoye. He saw an opportunity to mold Nyoma into the perfect wife for his son and a valuable addition to his family. He offered Nyoma's parents a substantial dowry and promised to take care of their daughter. Obinna then married Nyoma and took her to the city. At first, Nyoma was overwhelmed by the luxuries and extravagance of the Okoye's household. She felt lucky to be married into such a rich family. In the village, things also changed for the better for Nyoma's parents. A year after her marriage, Nyoma lost her joy in the marriage. Her husband, Obinna, was always busy with the office work and had little time for his wife. Nyoma blamed her father in law for not allowing her husband to give her attention. She was not also happy about her father in law's controlling attitude. She then started to display her wicked attitude towards Chief Okoye. She also began to manipulate Obinna, her husband, and turned him against his father. Neoma would often speak to Chief Okoye in a very insulting manner, using disrespectful language. One day, she told the newly employed chef to prepare spaghetti meal for Chief Okoye. The chef told Neoma that Chief Okoye doesn't eat spaghetti. Neoma insisted that the chef must cook the spaghetti and her father-in-law must eat and finish the meal. When Obinna returned from work, his father told him about the way Neoma forced him to eat what was not good for his health. Obinna said to his father, "Dad, you just have to obey my wife. It's not easy to run a home." Chief was shocked to hear such words from his son, but he didn't pursue the matter further. The next day, when Obinna left for work, Neoma asked her father-in-law why he had reported her to Obinna. She shouted at Chief Okoye and talked to him rudely. "Neoma, why do you treat me this way? Did I make a mistake to have married you for my son?" Chief asked his daughter-in-law. "You started it first, so I'm only giving you back what you deserve," Neoma replied. I've never done the same thing to you, my daughter. Yes, I admit that I was controlling, but I didn't treat you badly. I tried to control you because I didn't want you to take my son away from me. I wanted all of us to live in unity and love. Please have mercy on me, Chivokoye said to Nyoma. Have you seen my hands? They have not done anything yet. I've just started with you, Chief. Very soon, I will take over this house from you, Nyoma replied. Nyoma made life unbearable for Chivokoye, and Obinna didn't caution his wife. Chivokoye called Nyoma's parents for a meeting and told them what was happening in his home. But Nyoma's mother defended her daughter and said that she was not capable of doing such things. The father, on the other hand, was helpless and told Chief that he would talk to his daughter. Nyoma's wickedness towards her father in law continued until it affected his health. Obinna wanted to take his father abroad for medical care, but Nyoma discouraged him. Chief's friend and business partner came for a visit and suggested that Chief should be taken abroad, but Obinna insisted that his father had left instruction that nobody should take him abroad. The tension in the household grew, but Nyoma was very happy about it. She was always smiling to herself. She then suggested to her husband, Obinna, that Chivokoye be sent to an old people's home. Already, Nyoma had manipulated Obinna's mind and turned him against his father. So Obinna agreed with his wife that Chief was a burden and should be taken to the old people's home. Unknown to Nyoma and Obinna, Chivokoye's driver, Joseph, overheard their plan and reported it to Chief Okoye. Obinna convinced his father that going to the old people's home was a great idea. Chief did not argue with his son. He allowed them to go ahead with their plans. There was only one old people's home in the city, and it was a very beautiful place. On getting to the old people's home, the manager of the place was very excited to see Chief Okoye. He led everyone to his office. When Nyoma and Obinna told the manager their reason for being there, the manager smiled and said something that would change everyone's lives forever. He told Obinna and Nyoma that they were ingrates. Obinna, for your information, Chief Okoye is not your biological father. You are his adopted son. Chief Okoye actually built this old people's home. I remember years ago when I was always going to meet Chief in his house. He told me why he wanted the old people's home. I supervised everything here, and later, Chief told me to be the manager of this place. There was a cleaner here as well that we employed. She became very sick, and before she passed on, she pleaded with Chief Okoye to help her take care of you, Obinna. Chief Okoye then adopted you from the cleaner, took you to his house, and brought you up like his own child. He never denied you anything for one day, Obinna. He sent you to study in the best schools and then handed over his company for you to manage. He also sponsored your marriage and wanted you to start a family of your own. And this is how you are paying him back? Obinna, you and your wife are very ungrateful people. Obinna was shocked. His father had never told him that he was adopted. Obinna went down on his knees and pleaded with his father for forgiveness. He wept bitterly. Chivokoye pulled him up and hugged him. A week after the incident at the old people's home, Neoma was still very unrepentant. She refused to apologize or show remorse. Her hatred for her father in law was deep. She wanted Obinna to own everything and not his father. Obinna, finally seeing Neoma's true nature, was torn between his love for his father and his wife, but he decided to be loyal to his father. In the end, he chose to stand by his father and renounce Neoma. Chivokoye, realizing his mistake in bringing Neoma to his family, banished her from the household. Neoma returned to her father's house in the village. Chivokoye, grateful for a second chance with his son, continued to live a life of purpose and service, surrounded by loved ones who truly cared for him. The Okoye's family legacy was restored, built on love, forgiveness, and redemption. Life lessons of the story: family is not just about blood ties, but about love and acceptance. 2. Wicked behavior to other human beings can bring about missed opportunities and also strain positive relationships. I hope you got value from today's story. What was your key takeaway from today's story? Please remember to like the video, leave your comment, and subscribe to my channel. Until my next story, stay uplifted.